Welcome to VIDI Analytics Consulting Services, where we specialize in turning your complex data into strategic business decisions. Every day, businesses sit on mountains of data, but often struggle to uncover the valuable gold hidden inside. We transform your raw data into clear, actionable insights that drive real business growth. Join over 50 businesses who trust us, achieving an average 30% revenue boost through our tailored solutions. Ready to unlock the power of your data? Build your analytics advantage today.
Hello, you're welcome to VT Analytics Consulting. So today we are going to see one of the processes in Power BI. And what you're going to see today is what we call Power Query. So what is Power Query? Before we go into Power Query, in Power BI, when you work in Power BI, we have 5 steps that our data usually go in order for us to get the final result. The step 1 is usually with Power Query. The step 2 is what we call data modeling, where you create your relationship, connect your data, your tables. And then the third one is usually about our DAX. What is DAX? That is data analysis expression. This is just where you do your computation. You create your calculations, you write some queries in order to come up with your calculation. And then after we've done with our calculation, the fourth process is usually creating your visuals. That is where you build your visuals. Maybe you come and then it's okay with pie charts, column charts, table maps, etc. After you must have done that, the last but not the least, it is for you maybe to share now your work on Power BI service. Okay, so today we are only going to see one of these processes, which is Power Query. That is, we're going to the extract, transform, and load. So what is Power Query? Power Query is the cleaning engine in Power BI. It helps us to transform our data. It helps us to correct errors that we have in our data, and that is exactly what we'll be seeing today. So here we are in Power BI, and then we have to get our data, take it to Power Query, we clean it, we transform it, inspect it, do some manipulation, etc. Before then, we can then bring it back into Power BI to continue with other analysis. So let us import our file. The file that we have is a text file. In order for us to import our file, you can just come here, you go to get data, and then you can choose from these many sources that you have, depending on your file type. You can either maybe you hit this other button and then it will expand and open this other window where you can choose the source of your file, or we can just get it here. Is it an Excel file? Is it from a database? Is it from SQL? Do you want to paste it? Or you get data from other sources? Let us hit other sources. And our file type is a text. It is this one, a text file, a CSV file. So we hit connect. I go to my desktop because that is actually where my file is found. And then I will grab it here and then let us import. We import it. So we have this other window showing us the preview of our table. Let us go to transform directly. However, if we take load, this is going to take us to, it will take the data, this particular file or table, into Power BI. If we hit transform, then we are going now to the cleaning engine. Let us take transform data. Okay, so here we are. Sorry, let me just delete these other tables that I have here. Okay, so we are here in the, we are in Power Query. You are welcome to Power Query. If this is your first time seeing Power Query, okay, clap for yourself. You are welcome. Here in Power Query, we have this. If you look at, we are here in Power Query Editor, and let me introduce you to the various sections that we have as far as Power Query is concerned. So here we have our query pane. This is where you are going to see all the tables that we have. What we have at this particular moment, we have just a single table, that is the flat data that we have. So when we select this one is selected, and this one is selected. Had it been, we have another table. When you select it, that is actually the table that you are going to see under this window preview. So the other section that we have is here. This is our window preview, where we see our data, we see our table. This enables us, as we are doing our transformation, and then to be able to see exactly what we are doing. And then we equally have this query setting. This is very, very important. Here in our query setting, it shows you the name of our data. And then we have this apply step, which implies that each step that we take, without, if we delete anything, it is going to, the record is going to record it, and then we'll have it here. Maybe if we add something, it will be here as well. The recording will take place, and it will be here in such a way that even if you open this data next time, you will see the various steps that she took or that has been taken in order to transform that particular data. Yeah, we have this at the top. We have this the window ribbon here, which comes with the pack of. Here we have in our home, where you have your new query. If you want to load, this is to close and then take it back maybe to Power BI. And then here we have manage our columns, to reduce row, to transform, to combine, etc. It is found here. So what is the first thing that we are supposed to do when we already import, when our data is being imported into Power BI, into Power Query? The first thing that usually we already have our step. That is a guide that we are going to use in order to perform this transformation process. We don't have to work just randomly. If you work randomly without any guide, it might actually, you might not actually get the result the way it's supposed to do. So the first thing we are going to do, let us inspect or scan. We're going to scan our data or do some kind of inspection. With this one, this is just a small data set, right? It is just a small data set. We have very few information inside this table, which implies that we can observe, do the inspection just by observing with our eyes, and then to see, to spot at some issues that are in this data set. And when you look at it, you will already discover here we have some problems. Some rows are missing, and then here we have some um, extra rows that are totally empty that we have to get rid of them. And then if you come here under the date, our data type equally, our data types are not correct. We need to work on that. You look inside here, inside the date is not okay, because here we have 2024, we have a D as a prefix, we need to get rid of it. And then if you equally come here, you'll see we have some spacing, right? We have some white space. We have the cases are not actually how it's supposed to be. So we are going to do this particular task one after the. Okay. Another way we can inspect, maybe if we have a use data, we can then go maybe to this view. You can go to you can go here, and then we come to view. We try to check. Now look at, I don't know, you see how look at what we have. Look at what we have in the table. It is showing us where we have some white spaces. All right. the columns where we have white spaces. If we just leave this data like this, somebody tells you that we have white space inside here, you won't believe it. However, but if we hit this particular button, you will be able to see that. You see here, look at this, look at this. We have a white space here. Even this where we have this laptop pro kind of a thing, we have another white space. Even you look at this other one, this raw, this 1005, we have a white space at the beginning. Inside this, we just immediately where we have D because it's supposed to start from here. So these are some of the things we can do. We can equally check this. It's going to maybe scan our data. We'll be able to see how our data looks like, see some errors, identify some other things so that we can then fix it. Okay. Another thing, when you equally import data into Power Query, you need to check, very important, is your row. The core row. At most time, we are lucky that this time around, Power Query was able to do the reading very, very well. Yeah, we have three steps. We have three steps that Power Query has already taken in order to do some one or two transformation. This is the first one. If you hit on this source, and then you will discover that when this particular table was imported, the raw columns were, the raw names were not actually what it was supposed to be. Because here we're having column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, which is not the case, right? And then Power Query then decided to promote these headers by fixing it. It removes those column ones and do the fixing for us. So at most time, if maybe Power Query don't fix it, what you can do, you can just come here and then you check this one, use first row as headers. But since Power Query has already done this for us, I go to row. And then here, Power Query equally maybe has tried to identify, change some data type for us, but the issue there, because our data is dating, we are still going to change our data type. Okay, so let us filter our data. What is filtering data? Data is to remove unnecessary maybe columns, unnecessary rows that we have, maybe duplicate, etc. And if you see here, so what are we going to do? We're going to check. Let us first of all check if we have some columns that we don't need for our analysis. We ID, order ID, I will need it. Order date, we need it. Product, we need it. First name, last name, we need it. Email, amount, we need it. So we don't have to do anything as far as the column is concerned. However, if we come with the rows, as you can see, we have empty rows. We have empty rows. Even right here, we have empty rows. So in order for us to remove these, what we're going to do, we're going to go to transform data. We're going to go to the home tab. I beg your pardon. Under here, you come reduce row, right? And then you can hit this other button, choose the row you want to remove. You hit this other button to expand it. What do we want to do? We want to remove the blank rows. So we hit enter, and you can see, just look at this. Look at this. That has been done already. So what next? Maybe are we supposed to do again? Okay, so another way we can equally do this maybe is to equally use the to filter our data. I'm going to show you. Let us remove this step that we have here. So we can just maybe come here under this, like this other ID here, right? We can just come here, and then here we can come, and then we uncheck this select all, or we select all, sorry, and then we uncheck this null value where we have null, and then we hit enter. So it's going to do the same, it's going to do the same thing. And if you come to our apply step, you will see that we have filter the rows. Okay, so I would like to go with the remove rows option. Great, you have seen how to do this. Okay, If it is columns, you can just come here, and then if it is for columns, you come here and then you do it. Or you can just, maybe you want to remove a particular column, you can come here and then you remove. You will get rid of that particular column will be deleted. Okay, so what again are we supposed to do? Okay, so the next thing we are going to do, we are now diving into data cleaning. Okay, we're now diving into data cleaning. So what is data, and inside data cleaning, what are we going to be looking at? We'll be looking at maybe if we have some duplicates in our table, if we have maybe some text that needs to be trimmed, we have maybe some case that will need uppercase, will need lowercase, etc. We have to look at that. We look at our date, and then we look at our numerical value. Maybe if we want to run something, we want to, etc. So we are going to be seeing, that is actually what we are going to see. Let us try to see if we have duplicates. If we come here, of course, you will discover that we have a duplicate inside here, right? We have a duplicate inside here. We have this 1001. We have 1001 again, and it is not good for us to keep this two row, because this is our order ID, and this is the which happens to be our primary key. We are only supposed to have unique value inside here. Okay, so maybe if you haven't used data, another way you can inspect it. This is what I usually do. I can right click here, and then I go to go by. Then I just take OK. Here, each of these value that we have, it's supposed just to be 1. So if we see anything above 1, it means there is a problem. So it means that we have a duplicate that we need to remove. So we have to check this 1001. Let us go back. Let me go back and remove this group rows. We have to check it. Let us just filter it to look at the information that is found inside this 1001 if they are the same, right? Here we have 1001, the date is, and here the date is the same thing. The product is same. The name of the first name and last name, they are the same. The email happens to be the same. The amount value happens to, and then you see it is the same. So this is a duplicate. Okay, so we will have to remove that particular duplicate. In order to do that, maybe we can just we can go to transform, right? We can go to the home tab here, where we have and then we go to where we have our rows, remove rows, and then we'll say remove duplicates. And then if we hit this one, as you can see, that particular row has already been, the duplicates that we have has been removed. Let us just inspect our data to see if we got it right. Okay, we go to group by, and then great. As you can see here, we only have unique values. The count is 111. So that particular issue has already been fixed. Another thing we'll be looking at, let us try to see if you, yes, let us try to look. Yeah, if you look at our first name, you see that the case. Okay, another thing, let us see if we have the same column, is to check our data type. If we see inside here, we have numerical value, and I think our data type is okay. If we click here and then we go to transform, and then you see our data type is a whole number, which is perfectly correct, which implies that we are done with this particular column. Let us move to the next one. This is a date, right? This is a date. Let us quickly do something here. We go with group by. No, we are not going to use any group by here because these are not unique value. What we have here, what we can do inside here, we should check. We are going to look at there is a D inside here, which we have to get rid of it. So we are going to replace this value, this D value, to replace this D. What what do we want to replace the value? We don't need anything. So we hit enter. The D value is gone. And then let us see something as well. Okay, I want to duplicate this, okay? I'm going to duplicate this column. I'll just take it the other side. Okay, let's drop it here. Okay, and then this one, I want to see if we have any white space, okay? If we have any white space inside here, if we go to, let us see what we have. Let us check this. If you check this, and then if you leave it like this, it will be very difficult for you to know if there is any white space. However, if you maybe do this, you should be able to see clearly that we have, look at how the data is. Okay, just look at what we have. If we remove this, it's difficult. You will think maybe your data is very clean, whereas that is not. It is not clean. Okay. So what are we going to do? We have to let us remove this one. I don't want to. Okay. So we have to trim this particular. Now let us see if we go to our view, we do this. Okay, you see this looks good now. This is correct. Okay, this is okay, but our data type is not correct. It is saying that this is a text, whereas this is not a text. So we have to convert our data type to a date. And when we do this, it gives us an error. So what could be the problem with this? Let us filter this data, see where the problem is. Here we have 10, 12, 3, 11. And the problem is at the 9th level. Incomplete. Okay. Let's try to inspect the data. Okay, if you look at the value that we have here, I don't know, have you seen what, can you see what we have? We have a 99 inside here, which is not correct. And then we have 99, and here we have, we equally have 13. If you see this, okay, this is our date, this is the year, and then this one is 99, this one, we don't have any 99 month or 99 day. That is actually where the problem is, that is where the problem is coming from. That is why we have an error like this one. So what are we going to do? If you were the one, what are you going to do? These are some of the things that are very, very critical as you are transforming your data. If you see something like this one, we don't, the only thing we have to do is to get back to our colleague or to the management and tell them that, hey, we have an invalid date here. We cannot guess the date. We don't know, right? We don't know what the date is inside here, what type of date we have, or the month, the day. We don't have an idea, right? Okay. So what we can do is just to let me just put a date data type here, and then see here what we can do inside this null value. We can replace the arrow with a null, right? Yes, we replace it with a null so that we'll not have any error in our column. And then we get back to the management. We say, okay, please, I have a particular column here. They should check the date. I have this other one. They should check the email. It is empty. here we have some empty value as well that they should go through, and then in order for them to fix it. Okay, that is great. Okay, let us go to this one. What do we have here? Do we have some kind of unwanted character inside here, or some maybe some stuff inside here that are not supposed inside this product ID that are not supposed to be there? Let us okay, what I will do, let us duplicate this. Okay, yes, let us duplicate this. Here we have a copy. Let's drop it here. Let us try to count the length of this. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this other one. Okay, and then after the trimming, I want to count the number of lengths, that the number of characters that are in each of this column, and then compare the two. Okay, if you see here in our original column, it's saying that we have 18, but the trim one is 13, which implies that we have some unwanted kind of a space, white space somewhere that is not needed. Even here under here, we still have the same thing. Okay, so what are we going to do? We have to then trim this particular so we have to trim it. Okay, so we have to trim this section. We don't need this other column. So we come here and then we go to transform, and then we go with trim. Let's remove this. Okay, let us try to look at the case that the case that we have. I think it seems as if everything, it seems standardized, because we have lowercase and uppercase, and then we equally have this character here. But I'm sure there is something that comes with the data. I'm sure this is how it was done at the source. So we don't have to do anything here. And that our data type is equally, if we look at our data types, we'll see that it is a text data type, which is equally correct. And then here also, we're going to have the same problem. We have to trim this one. So we transform our data. We're going to trim it. It is not, we have the cases, we have upper and lower cases. So we equally have to transform this. What do we want? We have three options here under the cases, either lowercase, either uppercase, or we capitalize each word. So we are going to go with this one. And now, as you can see, our data looks far more better, right? If you want to compare this one with this one, look at this. And then look at this other one. This is far more cleaner. And then this one, we equally will do the same thing. We trim it. And then we capitalize each word. We check our data type is correct. This is a string. Yes, it is a text data type. So this is okay, perfectly okay. Let us go to email as well. Our email, we have some unwanted kind of a thing inside here, right? So what are we going to do? We have to let us stream, and then we fix the character. This is email, so the case we are going to go with lowercase. And then we equally have inside here. We cannot do any guesswork here, so we just replace this with no. What are we replacing? We are replacing this blank, this empty row with null value. Okay. Yep. So, and here finally we have values inside here. Okay. So what are we going? This is the amount, and this is the price. The data type looks good. It is a decimal. Let us go with an all number, see what we have. Okay, we go with numbers. We're going to have it. Let us maybe try to change to the fixed decimal. No, we don't need this one. Okay, this looks good. But when we look at our price is saying that the data type is a text, which is not correct. So what are we going to do? Let us uh, let us go with a whole number. And then here we have tornado. Let's see. Click OK. Okay. And then let us equally round this decimal, right? I want to okay, before we round the decimal, we need to, it has to be oh, okay. Then let us transform, and then let's go down, up. Let's say we just want just a single decimal number. Okay, this looks good now. Now there is something very important with the data type that we have here. This is a value, okay? If we go and force this into a text, okay, you are having values here, right? But if you take it to Power BI, if you take it to Power BI to do you won't be able to do any mathematical calculation because Power BI is going to recognize this as a text, not as a value. Even here is the same thing, even with the date. If it is not a date type, you won't be able to maybe to do anything as far as the date is concerned. Maybe to create a date calendar, to do some other stuff that will require this date column. Okay, so this is very, very important. Let me get rid of it. We don't need this. Okay, I think we are done. Okay, let us do this. We want now. Great. Let us now do some final inspection. Let us see if we still have some unwanted. I think it looks good now. We don't have any. Okay, let us see with this. Okay, you see when I check this, we don't see any issue, right? Yes, let us go to column quality. 89% looks good. 100%. I think the 89% is because of this null value that we have here. Yes, it's because of this null value. And then this one is same thing, but this other one 100% is good. Okay. So yeah, so we are done with our transformation and the cleaning process already. So the next thing that we have to do, it is to then take this particular, take our table to Power BI, where we close this